All right, we have a good mix of strength and cardio core today for you. So just a good full body workout. You will want a set of dumbbells if you have them. If you only have one dumbbell, that's fine. And or a band if that's the only equipment option you have. We're gonna work for 40-second work periods, 10 seconds to switch to the second exercise. We're gonna end up going 3 rounds of a tri-set or 3 exercises paired together. So we'll end up with 3 big chunks of that, and that will be the workout for the day. So have your weights and stuff on hand. We are going to start our first 3 exercises are going to be an alternating sumo row. So this is where if you have 2 dumbbells, awesome. If you don't, you would just switch the dumbbell at the bottom each time. So you just kind of transfer that weight side to side. So we're going to get in a wider, almost like sumo stance position, hinge at the hips. So now we're in that wide hinge. And then again, you're just kind of alternating back, or if you have 1 dumbbell, switching at the bottom. Always extend back down, make that muscle do the work as you go back down, and then switch. So we have that movement. Then we're gonna go a prisoner lunge. So hands stay behind the head, alternating back into lunges. Then the last movement, plank rocks. So plank position. Once you set up in that perfect plank, so chest right on top of elbows, you're gonna kind of scoot your feet back a little bit. So now I'm kind of stretched out, and that allows you some space to rock back and forth in that plank. Those are our first 3 movements. Again, working for 40 seconds. So have your 2 dumbbells. If you don't, if you just have a band, it might be difficult to get into that sumo and pull from the middle. So just get in a normal bent over row position and you can alternate there. All right, guys, let's get sweaty. All right, so wide stance, hinge at the hips, alternating, pulling those elbows into the body, dumbbell stays close, and from the side, our hips are holding our weight, long through the back. Again, if you have 1, you're just switching at the bottom, extend all the way down, row up. So this wider, it just kind of gives you a good base there. Keep pulling that elbow back towards you, feeling that shoulder blade move. Okay, you can get rid of the weights. Bring your hands behind the head, stepping back into those alternating lunges. Now, if you really just needed some extra lower body work today, by all means, you could hold 2 dumbbells at the side for these lunges. But it is okay to go this route as well. Remember, our body still has weight. We're still working. Lower through, push up through that front leg, trying to get that back knee towards the ground, 90 degrees through both. Okay, into those plank rocks. So again, to set it up, so right on top of those elbows there, and then walk the feet back so you're kind of stretched out. So that way when you come forward, you're actually back to your start. And just kind of rock on the ball of that foot, extend out, come back, or think about the heel pressing back and then the heel coming forward. Keep that tension through the front, all in that belly there. Breathing into it, 8 seconds. Awesome. All right, guys, we're back to those sumo rows. So back to that bent over position, wide with the feet. Okay, so you get that back support, pulling right in. But think about that movement starting from your back muscles. So the arms pulling, but really think about initiating that on the back side. Squeeze. Keep going. So you're just past halfway. If you have options for dumbbells, this is where you'd want a moderate to heavy weight. You want it challenging by the end. Okay. All right. Prisoner lunges. Or again, if you feel you need more weight on the lower body, you haven't done a lot of lower body work, hold on to those dumbbells and you can work through that. So breathe in as you go. As you work out, always kind of being aware of the breath. Never holding our breath. Driving up out of that front leg. Let's keep going here. Awesome. Down in that plank. So setup's important. Get that space. Oh, it's my band. I'm slipping on something. So brace through that belly. Whenever I set up, I kind of blow out from that diaphragm or that belly button. And that helps kind of bring those abdominal muscles around to support you. So if you're feeling it in the low back, bring it back to just a normal plank. Really try and work on kind of exhaling from the middle, pulling those abdominals up and around to support that back. All right, one more row. Grab those dumbbells up. One more time in that sumo position. Drive the elbow back. Keep rocking here. Again, kind of weight in the hips and legs, not reaching through the upper body so much, but getting in that hinge from the hips. Woo! All right. Last set of lunges. If you are going body weight, you can always take a challenge by adding some speed to it. So trying to come up and out of it quick. So that's another option. So kind of a quick change of the feet. Make sure you're still going full range, all the way down, all the way up. Drive up out of that ground. If you started quick, try and keep that pace. Now I start to slow down. Try and keep that engine running. Oh, okay. Get to hit the deck. Last rocking plank here. Again, stretch back, brace through the front, side, or front to back. As we shift on those feet, we're not changing positions of the hips. So sometimes I see people trying to kind of like move at the hip here. So really just move forward and back, horizontal. Good, 15 seconds left here. Hang tight. 2, 1. All right. So that'll do it for that first tricep. Grab a drink if you need. I'll go over our next 3 exercises. So our next 3, we have push-ups. We have a sprinter stance RDL, and then we're gonna finish with recliner rotation, so another core exercise. So for the push-up, you know, any of our floor variations, I can go over those when we hit them. For the split stance RDL. Now if you just have one dumbbell, you're gonna hold that dumbbell end to end. And if you have a band, you're gonna loop step on it and hold it on the sides there. So an RDL is just that hinge with the hips where we get to about mid shin, pull the hips back underneath using the hamstrings. Now sprinter stance, we're just going to pull one foot kind of back a little, so that way we're just working that one hip, that one side. So this is just kind of like a kickstand. So normal stance with the feet, just kind of slide a toe back just a little bit, so that way you're into the one leg. Okay, so we're gonna switch that one halfway. We're starting with push-ups though, so have your dumbbells or band ready. Okay, starting with those push-ups. Here we go. So chest in the middle of the hands. Option would be the knees. So you still want hips forward. We don't want our hip back here. Okay, and we still want that chest right to the middle of the hands. So one at a time. You don't have to go for speed. Think about depth. Think about that top reach. Core staying engaged. Boy, it just occurred to me, it's been probably 2 weeks since I've done a push-up. Woo! Just haven't done them. Okay, so we're gonna go into that split stance RDL. So grab your weights if you have them. Again, you can hold one dumbbell end to end. So let's pick one foot to lift. So hinge, come back up. So now my flat foot is the leg that's working. Push that hip behind you, push through the ground, pull the hips underneath. Okay, pull underneath. Go ahead, switch legs here. So hips go back, pull. You want your upper body to remain kind of flat, reaching that crown of the head, long to the front of the room. And slight bend to the knee as you go down, straighten the leg as you come up. Okay, you're gonna have a seat on your bum. So you wanna recline, because reaching recliners, arms out, we're gonna reach and pull, reach and pull. So one arm's reaching, one arm is pulling back. We're staying in this reclined position. So core's already working. We're providing rotation through the upper body, not the lower body. Don't let those knees move. Don't let those hips dance. Don't let those toes dance. Locked in. Reaching, rotating the upper. Okay? Really want you to lock in that lower body here. 3, 2, 1. Okay? Back to those push-ups. Here we go. All the way down, all the way up. If you're kind of in between, go down, use the knees to come up. So you still have some of that core building. On the way down, use those knees to pop yourself back up. Stay with it here. Woo! 10 seconds. Oh yeah, that's time. Okay, RDL. Split the feet. So normal stance, hip width, lift one heel, slide the toe back. So that one straight leg is what's working. Still reaching that back pocket behind you, pulling the hip back underneath the shoulders. Think about stopping with the hips, stopping with the glutes. Go ahead, switch. So knee stays right above that ankle. So as I go down and it bends, it's staying above that ankle. The hips push way back. Okay. All right. Recliner. Get in that reach. Dig the heels in. long through the upper body. Okay, we don't want to round. Shoulders back. A lot of times I see this with the shoulders. So kind of pull those shoulders back, chest out and open, but keeping the ribs tucked in and down. Again, don't let the knees wobble. Keep them locked right straight in. And breathing. Long and breathing. Down to the last 5. Okay. All right, guys, one more set of push-ups here. Maybe if I change directions, it'll feel new. All right, here we go. Last set. Down and up. Full range. And check out where that chest is falling, right between the hands. So the nice thing about working for time is sometimes it pushes you out of that comfort zone of reps. So we're gonna pass that like 10 rep maybe. Woo! I know I will. But we always seem to stop ourselves sometimes when we just count reps. So sometimes, whew, there you go. Working for that time just kind of pushes you past that comfort zone. Especially if you have your go-to rep set. You're not following maybe a program. Okay, hinge. Then we got one side working at once. Obviously, if this is the program you've been following, we've got you taken care of. We've been working a lot of timed intervals. If this is maybe a side thing, go ahead, switch. A filler, kind of doing your own thing. Lifting weights at home. And we tend to gravitate towards what we like, what we're used to. And always shoot for 10. Okay, let's hit that core one more time in this exercise. Okay, again, nice and long, lean back, breathe. Remember, one's reaching, one's pulling. Reach, pull, reach, pull. Keep it up. 15 seconds here. Again, stay kind of open and long through that chest. Lock the body in from the hips down. Okay. Okay, you can shake that out. We get 3 new exercises to finish up this workout. So still sticking with 2 dumbbells. Again, if you have a band, I'll show you an option. You want a light to moderate, so lighter than maybe what you rode with, depending, for this next movement. We're gonna start with jumping jacks. Then we're gonna go into a dumbbell high pull. So with the dumbbells, you want palms facing the body, and you're gonna just come up with the elbows and then back down. Now, if you have heavier weights, you can do a slight kind of hinge and upright. Makes it a little bit more full body, but also gives a little oomph on that high row. So you wanna make sure elbows are up above, dumbbell falls about chest height. And then the last movement, we're gonna do a dumbbell sit-up. So if the dumbbell's too much, just get rid of it and do a normal sit-up. Dig those heels in, sit up here, come back down. Now, if you absolutely need, you could try and tuck your toes like onto a wall. That just gives you a little grip and help up. But if you can do it unassisted, go ahead and do that. Unassisted dumbbell will be optional. So we're gonna start with those jumping jacks. It's our last tricep, so you know you can just kind of give all your effort, energy here. Gear up. Here we go. So if the jumping jack bothers you, if you've had a recent knee thing, keep it more centered to the body, and you could do a jog in place. Any pelvic floor issues, sometimes the timing and legs going outward. It's harder on the pelvic floor than if you keep your feet separated and close together. Little tip. Stay light. Make sure you're breathing. Another pelvic floor thing is when we hold our breath, we get that issue. So make sure you're breathing through and relaxing. Okay, so we have that high pull. Now I showed you with the dumbbells. If you have a band, step in it. You might have to make it a little tighter. And then you're gonna pull high and wide. So this might be the option with a band, or again, same movement with the dumbbells. And if your dumbbells are a little bit heavier, keep going here, I hope you're working. You can add that slight kind of hinge and then upright row. Control on the way down, okay? Or it can be just a very strict, if you have light enough weight, lifting through the top of those shoulders, lowering back into it. Breathe as you work through. Okay, dumbbell sit up. So heels in. Dumbbell just kind of holds at the chest. Okay, make sure we're sitting up nice and tall through that back. Always think about reaching the top of your head up as you come up. That way we're using the front side and not the back to kind of round up. Breathe as we go. I like to exhale on the way up. That exhale pulls those abdominals together and keeps us from bulging out on that belly. Okay, back to the jumping jacks or that jog in place. All right, guys, round two. So we got 2 more rounds here. And breathe through, keep it moving. Keep going, and jog or jack. For jacking, don't waste that movement. Think about reaching those arms. So creating resistance through your body, through the air. Keep it up. Woo! Okay, back to that high pull. So palms face in. Remember, just right up the front of the body. Keep it close. Really make sure those elbows stay on top. Dumbbells just come about chest height. That's all you need. I like to kind of get a control on the way down. So that muscle has to work as we lengthen. Something you can do too, again, if you have lighter weights, just time. Make it slower, and those muscles are going to need to work versus having that momentum or that help with gravity. 5 seconds. Awesome. Okay, dumbbell sit up. Again, optional, no dumbbell. Other option, you can put your feet up against furniture or a wall. It's gonna just help kind of hold you, and you can kind of grip with those feet. If there's no getting up off the floor, maybe you gave it a go that last round, you can come here and go a dead bug, sorry. Leave my arms up, you go dead bug. So we're still focusing on those front abdominals, focusing on that control, okay? So you have options there. 3 seconds, guys. Okay, all right, let's hit one more set. Let's finish it out. So arms up, let's get moving. Again, breathing as we go. Big arms. smiling. You're almost there. You got 8 seconds. Okay. Woo! Grab up those dumbbells or your band. Again, you can do that same movement with your band, the high pull, stepping in it. Oh, got an itch. And breathing, catching our breath here. Just working on those muscles. Elbows up, close. You don't want them to travel too far out in front of the body, especially when dealing with the shoulder. We want to keep it close, not a super long lever. In control of that movement. You got 3 seconds. Awesome. This is it, guys. Last sit up here. Locked in. Digging up. Always that sticky moment. Ugh. Keep at it. Almost there. Breathe as you go still. Again, that exhale on that effort. Get in there. Oh, nice work. So you guys made it. Make sure you get some water. Make sure you just keep sticking with whatever movement that you are going with. So make it consistent, especially if you're one that's still doing a lot of at home in person and you know you want to be in the gym. Just stick with it. Consistency of some sort of movement is going to benefit you no matter where you're doing it at. So thank you guys. Nice job.